Okay, hello boys and girls, and welcome back to day 5 of the 2-week challenge. And the theme of today is Gilly cutters, which are the ones, I mean, if you've watched any of my videos, you've seen me use these a million times, so nothing new really today. But I thought I'd actually showcase them so that everyone can see how amazing they are. And they're printed and designed and printed here by a friend of mine, Gill, and so it's her little side business, so that's how she makes her clay money. So I love supporting local, I love supporting local business, local produce, so this is perfect for me. These cutters I find to be some of the best 3D printed cutters that I've used personally. I mean, I haven't tried them all, obviously. These ones in particular have a nice sharp edge, so it doesn't require as much finessing after the fact. So you know, you can just sort of cut out your shapes and they're perfectly clean cut. It's not a problem. So what I thought I'd do today is just some I made these canes a while ago. I hosted a workshop here in the studio, and so I thought, why not use these to make some little jewelry things, I guess. We've got a friend in the studio today, so if there's a bit of extra noise, that's just my lovely friend Courtney. She's visiting, keeping the dogs quiet, hopefully. But she won't yell like Kyle does, so, you know, there's a plus to that. We'll see. All right, well, let's get going. So not all of these shapes are always available in Jill's Etsy shop. So there's a link at the bottom of this video that has all of her details on there. But if there's one in particular that you want that isn't listed, just send her a message. She can print them for you, or alternatively she can design cutters to your specifications as well. So I just give her a shout and I'm sure you can figure something out. Right, I'm just going to move these out the way so we can get started. Some of these ones that I have are more, I think, like these flowers. They're not really part of her standard cutter sets. I think they were just like trial ones that she wanted to see if they were worth the effort, and I think she might have decided that they aren't. But, you know, send her a message. I'm sure you can convince her. So, okay, out the way. Oopsies. Right. So, I'm just going to square this cane because I don't actually want to work with it round. I have double checked today and the mic is on again, unlike the other night. Cane has been sitting for probably about 3 months now, so it's really hard. The clay is quite settled, so it's not moving very quickly. Exactly, I am the boss, the clay's not the boss. So as I was prepping for tonight, I decided to find out how sharp my scalpel is, and I stabbed myself. Like, no, not on purpose, obviously, but yeah, I have a lovely, quite a deep cut on my finger here, so that's fun. Okay. Right, that's square enough because this is a mosaic, it's not essential that it's perfect. So this is Jill's details on there for anyone who's interested. Or like I said, all of her information is at the bottom of this video. So she's known as the Clay Lady Down Under on Facebook and on Etsy. Okay, I'm just going to cut a few slices of this. So I'm making these quite thick because I want to use the veneer as is. I don't want to put it on a backing or anything. So it needs to be thick enough so that it's strong enough when it's baked. So of course you can slice it thinly and then just put some scrap clay behind it. And that would be fine as well. If you want to make your cane go a little bit further. Oopsies. Oh, great. Yeah, you can. There are, my doggies are right underneath my chair, but you can call them, they'll come over. Okay. I'm really excited about tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing some cane work. So for those of you who haven't tried canes before, I'll show you a couple of really simple flower canes and some leaf canes. So, and I haven't actually made any canes for quite a while, so I'm quite excited. Use my just going to use my little roller here and just flatten this out nicely. Oopsies. Okay, easy peasy. So so with these cutters, like, you don't have to do anything. You can just use the cutters as they are. Or you can grab some plastic, which of course I didn't put out. Find some here quickly. Would you let me see? I might have to borrow your plastic here.
Soup on it, possibly.
That's okay. So just some saran wrap or plastic wrap, or even just
This end will be clean.
oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. This is just some cheap garbage bags that I cut up, and so just lying this over your thank you, just lying this over your clay. So now when you go to cut it, you'll get a lovely rounded edge. So I'm just going to cut some of these. What is that?
Oh, how beautiful this colour is.
Courtney hasn't been here for ages and ages and ages, so all of the stuff that she's seeing that she left on her desk is all new. Okay. The only thing with the plastic is it makes it a little bit harder to cut through. So this is just a little glass coaster. Helps for putting pressure. The other thing this putting the plastic over the top does is if you've got like if you're just using a veneer and you've put you know, your design or whatever, whether it's cane work or inks or whatever over the top, and you have a different color backing, putting the plastic over will actually drag some of the clay around the curved edge. So you can see it's nicely rounded over here. So if this was just a veneer, this would still have dragged all the way around, so you wouldn't be able to see around the edges that it is, you know, that there's a difference. So I'll show you one that I did last night. Excuse me. So here you can see I didn't use plastic for these, and so you can definitely see the clear line in between the backing and the veneer at the front. So if I'd used plastic, the front one would have pulled down just slightly around the edges, and then, you know, you don't have to worry about putting an edging on this after the fact, but sometimes I forget. So okay, so all I'm doing to remove some of the roughness around here is running my finger along the edge, and that's all it takes for cleanup. A really sharp, smooth cut there. so Jill has really done a great job with these, and there is two little, I think they'll be earrings. What I like to do, if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I like to use as much of these veneers as I possibly can. So I have, Gill's got these sets, which she calls the Bambinos. This is, I think, the second one, and they're just these really tiny little cute shapes. So I will go back to this one that I've cut out my main parts from, and I'll just keep cutting little teeny tiny shapes like these hearts. Oopsie. Oh, so I broke it. That was smart. The other thing with the plastic, if you watched last night, you would have seen how I struggled in one of the makumes. The circle cutters kept getting stuck in the clay, and it was really frustrating, I'm sure for you as much as it was for me. When you have the plastic wrap over, then obviously your cutter or the clay won't get stuck inside the cutter. So if you're using really tiny cutters, that's also helpful for you know, preventing the clay from getting stuck in there. So for this one I didn't use the plastic wrap, and you can see it's a much sharper edge there than these rounded ones. So I will again put close-up photos of all of this stuff on social media, so if anyone wants to see it a bit more clearly, because I know sometimes you can't pick it up nicely on the camera here, then you can check it out there. So, well, that's basically it for using these cutters. Like, they're really not hard to use. I mean, it's pretty much, you know, a monkey could do it, I guess. The last thing that I wanted to tell you about with these cutters is, because they're 3D printed, they're not smooth like metal would be. So sometimes you get a little residue build up from the clay or from your ink or from paint or whatever. So you just have to I do it when I notice it. I don't do it every time, but it's probably a good idea to do it every time. Just give them a little wipe with, these are little alcohol wipes, or you can just use water and soap, and it really just excuse me, it just requires a wipe, and see how that's cleaned up nicely. And I didn't even press hard or anything, it just needs a tiny wipe, and the plastic doesn't react with the clay at all, so you know, another bonus. And that's it. So for all your cutter needs, make sure to go see Gill on Etsy, and hopefully I will see you all tomorrow for some garden canes. Until then, bye.